There's one with wolves on it.
Got number 9 on it. You want to give me number 9?
Do I keep the tie too? Or?
Yes, sir. That's our slogan. We'll give you the tie and I buy the gift. We only have 1,000.
What'd you get?
$5.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
And buy him? Hello, Raiders! Welcome back to my channel. I just thought it was time for another thrift haul. This is my backdrop for today. There is no reason for it. I just thought it was cool. I just love this green tile. Yeah. We have 2 fireplaces now, and this is one of them, and then there's one on the back side of it in the other room. So right now I'm technically in my kitchen. I wanted to set up like an actual chair and everything, but I just thought it'd be better if I just sat on the ground. We don't quite have everything set up in this house, so there's still a few boxes here and there, but you gotta move on with life. So anyway, I've been dying to do a thrift haul for a while, and this weekend, it was Father's Day on Sunday. So I went with my dad, who is a eBay seller, and he loves thrifting as well. And yeah, so we just went to like an antique place that is going out of business in a couple weeks, maybe another week now. And then we went to several Goodwills. I would have loved to go to some garage sales, but it was Father's Day, and I guess no one decided to do any on Sunday. We would have showed up, but no, there really was none. And so yeah, we just went to some Goodwills, and I actually found some pretty good stuff. We were hoping like no one was in the Goodwill because it was Father's Day, but one Goodwill in particular was pretty crowded, but the other ones, it actually wasn't that bad at all. I think they may have got like the church crowd or whatever, because in a couple of these towns, like probably going to Goodwill is part of the entertainment there. So yeah, anyway, I do have a few clothes. I am not the biggest, I'm not a big clothes seller. I basically pick up things that are cool to me, or vintage, things that I think will sell, even if they're long tail. So I picked up a few clothes, and I'll get through that. Like I said first, sometimes I just don't like watching clothes hauls, especially when they're kind of long, because clothing just seems like the same thing over and over. So I get it if you're like you'd rather look at the hard goods. So I'll get that out of the way, then I'll do the hard goods. And so these are Doc Martens. I bought them at my favorite Goodwill. It's like kind of out in the country. It's like away from the big city, and so therefore they tend to have better stuff, I find. I find better stuff there consistently, and these are the Made in England ones. They're very heavy. You can see that, Made in England. They need to be cleaned up a little bit, but yeah, they got these red laces. I did see something about red laces meaning possibly skinhead type activity. Let me know if you've heard anything about that, because that's weird. I'm not going to change the shoelaces, because, I mean, it's not my fault, unless someone thinks I should. These definitely look very cool, like the little eyelets say Doc Martens on them. But yeah, normally if I went to a Goodwill, these would be like $10. But that day, on that Sunday, all the shoes were half off. And I saw that these they just say green on them. And so, like, that's the color of the week or whatever. And so it didn't say a price. So when I got to the counter, he only charged me $2. I even made sure, I was like, y'all charged me $2 on these, right? And he was like, yeah, that's how much they cost. That was half off. So I was like, great, that's amazing. So I'm gonna probably charge, I'm gonna see if I can get 40 for those. I got 40 for my last pair, and they were also a smaller size. These are a size men 7. Not sure if you can see that. So that's on the smaller size for a man, but also they could be unisex. A woman might want these as well. What are some lady shoes are, this is the first time I've ever found these. Now these look like just some normal shoes, kind of plain white ones, but if you notice on the back here, they are shape-ups. And shape-ups are still wanted by people. They have been discontinued because they got sued, because apparently you cannot actually get fit from wearing a certain shoe. Imagine that. So they got sued, and people just still want these shoes. I do think they're a pretty colorway. They're mostly white, but they've got like the light blue and a little bit of green. It's hard to see in the camera. I did have to do some reconditioning on these, and I wanted to show you. My dog's walking around. I'm afraid he might. Okay, the camera is precariously perched on a stool, so on a very small, uneasy tripod. So anyway, so the stuff that I use to recondition these is this kit right here. It is Kiwi Sport Care Kit, and when I have tennis shoes and they're not as white as they could be, they have like a whitener, they have a cleaner in here, and they have like an inside freshener. So I use that on these, and they look a lot whiter. They're still not perfect, but they look a lot better than they originally did. They still have a few marks, but I'll just say that in the listing. I will also say that they've been reconditioned, because the whitener, it's kind of a little bit like paint. I guess it's like similar to a shoe polish, but I will let them know in the listing. And I did that just so they look a little better, yeah. Alright, so we got those out the way. Oh, I paid $2 for these. Again, same Goodwill that had the half price shoes. Yeah, that's just a great price. Even if I sold them for only $20, that's fine. Okay, so the only shirt I found is this cool looking 90s one. It says LA Workout on it, and it is, you can't see it in the camera, but it's single stitch. Single stitch, if you don't know, is usually, well, is always vintage on shirts. And it was made in USA, one size fits all though, and it's fairly large. This is me, but I'm kind of a smaller person, but I would say this is like if I had to size it, I would say it's an extra large to a 2XL. It's big. But yeah, I don't know how much. I'll probably price this at $20, and I got it for $2. All the shirts around any Goodwill here are $2. So unless they're, you know, something real special. So the next thing I got were these vintage Levi's, and I never find vintage Levi's ever. These were made in USA. They're kind of like a stone wash. They're not like super acid wash or anything, but they're obviously stone washed. And the patch is fading a little bit. I'll show you the patch. But I noticed barely that you can see made in USA. So when I was looking through the jeans, I noticed the color, and they don't make this color anymore typically. So I looked at the patch and I was like, oh, made in USA, obviously vintage. And I looked inside the pocket here, and there is like a tag inside here. It does say made in USA and the size. I think it's kind of a smaller size, W34, L30. So that's probably not great, but I'm gonna try starting out with 40 and then just go down from there. I do try to give like estimates on how much I'm gonna try to make, but like with anybody else, I hold sales, I drop prices, so I never say like this thing is guaranteed to get me this much money. So yeah, I was excited to find. Oh, these are also orange tab, so that's something to look for when you're looking for vintage jeans. I'm not a big jean person, but when I saw these, I just couldn't let them go, and I got these for. They charged me $5.99, and they said women's jeans. Sometimes at this particular Goodwill, sometimes the people just don't care and they just ring up whatever. Normally, I think I would pay $6.99 for men's jeans, but they charged me for women's jeans, and that was only $5.99. So yeah, that's part of the reason I love this Goodwill. I've heard another local flipper say that that's their most hated one, but I don't know. I get good results from them almost every time I go. And they almost always have Halloween costumes. Unlike every other Goodwill, they have Halloween costumes and like all year round, and so sometimes you can pick up really good stuff there. Just in the Halloween, in the costume section. Now, it wouldn't be a thrift haul without having some LuLaRoe, but look how cool these are. These are leggings, the TC Tall and Curvy, and they have black cats. They're like pixelated black cats, and if I could fit in these, I would totally keep them, but I was charged, this is kind of funny, but I was charged for these as like nightwear, and so they were only $2. Normally, I think these would be more like $4, but look, after he's charged me, I'm not questioning it. But yeah, I just love the little black cats. There's a little bit of pilling on these, as there usually is, especially if you pick up LuLaRoe. Always look around the crotch area, make sure there's no holes or, but there is usually pilling. People buy them anyway. That doesn't seem to be a big deal. Also, when you're buying LuLaRoe leggings, unless there's some like rare pattern, the TC and the TC2 always do better. Although the last pair I had, they sold for $25 and they were just a one size because they were kind of a more rare pattern. They weren't, the most priciest pair ever, but $25 for a pair of LuLaRoe leggings is great. So I'm hoping to get a similar price for these, especially around Halloween. I'm willing to wait until Halloween. I'm finding that most of my stuff that's in my store, like right now, is seasonal. So that might be one reason I'm not getting like tons of sales. I have a lot of Christmas and I have a lot of Halloween. If you've been following me, you know that I do that's like my favorite thing to pick up is Halloween stuff, vintage Halloween in particular. And in fact, I did pick up a vintage Halloween thing, just a small thing, but I'm going to save up all of my Halloween stuff and show it in late September, so I'll have a big vintage Halloween haul like I did last year. I think a lot of people really liked it, so I'm gonna try to continue to do that and just save up all my stuff. It'll be a great time. So let me show you the Christmas stuff that I got. I thought these were so cute. Okay, these are Commodore, not like the video game system, but Commodore instant stained glass. And these are obviously 80s. They're made in Taiwan. 80s, I would say early 80s to like maybe late 70s. Here's a nativity scene. These are all peel and stick. They're hand painted. Here's some carolers. Drummer boy, Santa, another drummer boy, angel, Christmas tree. And so these just have some great vintage graphics, and I think someone is really gonna love putting these on like their windows for the Christmas season. And Christmas does sell all year. It may usually sell around Christmas, like October, November, December are the typical times it sells, but like pretty much every month I have at least one thing that sells for Christmas. Here's another thing. Wait, let me show you. Okay, I'll wait on that. Here's the other Christmas thing. He's really cute. He's a bear, and this is the little mouse. And I'm not gonna play the entire thing because it's like around a minute long. But here we go. Oh, where's his little hand? Okay.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring.
Not even a mouse?
Not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
In hopes the Saint Nicholas soon would be there.
I thought it was really cute. I thought, I really liked that they both talk and they both move. The bear moves back and forth, and this was $3. And he's very soft. I don't think he says the entire story, but which some people are complaining about on Amazon. They do say about a minute's worth, and the mouse adds stuff in like just kind of randomly. So yeah, and I have already listed him. I'm going to start at 50, and like I said, if I have any sales or whatever, the price may come down from there. But I'm starting him at 50 and just seeing where that goes. Oh, he is missing his bell. And what I am going to do is, I've already taken a video of him, and I'm going to put that on the actual listing itself. There's a way where you can put the video in the description. So I'm definitely going to do that. So that should help him sell it. If anyone wants to see the back, there we go, Gentilly Lane. Alright, let me take a sip here. Alright. Oh my god. Got like hair, bear fur in my mouth or something. Okay. So I got an entire bucket full of these bubble lights. And I'm not sure if this was like the best purchase I could have made. So you see a price sticker on there for $10. I didn't want to pay $10 because I wasn't sure about them. I wasn't sure if they worked. The lady said they did and that they were from the 60s. Well, I think she's mistaken. So I did try one of them. I didn't try all of them yet. They all but one on one string bubbled. And, but what I've noticed when I took them out, and sometimes I'm real tired when I go out, and I don't always make the best decisions. I'll miss stuff completely, or I'll regret not picking stuff up, and or I will not think something through thoroughly enough. You know what I mean. But okay, these just don't look very old. The lady told me that they were from the 60s, they were her mother's, but this is real cheap plastic. This looks like it's more from, I would say, like the 80s. Now it's definitely Noma. That's the brand that makes it, even though it doesn't say on there. I just recognize the pattern and everything. But none of these cords look like they're from the 60s. They're just like, I don't know. So I'm not gonna list them as being like super vintage from the 60s. I just think like maybe the lady got them from her mother and she just didn't know. That's my theory. And so I'm just gonna sell them. I'm gonna say a price, but I just don't know about these. I'm gonna try for 40 or 50 for all of them, just make a lot. They're also not in their boxes. That does hurt value. But when I got them, I did think they were a lot older, even though I looked at them and I didn't see that they were that old. So, maybe I'll do better with them around, I think those will do better around Christmas, because those not only can be put on trees, but like mantelpieces and stuff. So, okay, I need to kind of wrap things up in a minute, so I'm gonna go a little faster. I did find some horror VHS. None of these are like crazy value or anything, but I can lot these up for sure. This is Watchers with Corey Haim. I kind of am interested in seeing this. Also, okay, it's obviously a rental. It says horror there. I did not pay $5. I paid 20 cents a piece because they were 5 for $1 at my favorite Goodwill. Because they just have so much VHS, they just want to get rid of them. But I wish they hadn't taken off the little rental stickers that used to be here. That would have made this VHS a little bit more cooler. This is probably a value of around $5 here. Here is Buffy the Vampire Slayer from Blockbuster, it looks like. This one also, you know, all of these I'm lotting up. I mean, you're not going to look these up and see a lot of value. This one is sealed, but I've never heard of it. The House Next Door with Sean Young, probably her last role, right? A cool Goosebumps clamshell. I had to have this one. Again, only 20 cents. Yes. That's what the inside looks like. I would love to pick up an entire collection of these. You can lock these up and make a lot more money. As it is, just this one, this is only worth maybe under $10. But an entire lot is worth, you know, like 60 of them is worth about $40. And last is the X-Files movie. So, I don't know, like, I've seen some X-Files, but, yeah, I never saw this. So, I'm gonna have to get my VHS player going so I can actually watch some of these. But generally, when I sell these, I sell them as untested. I put that in the listing, but, I've never one time had someone say, oh, it's not working.
Goodwill. And so far, picked up these shape-ups, some Doc Martens made in England. Oh, and the shoes are half off. So, let's see. These are, I can't even tell what these are. $7, so $3.50 for those. I can't tell what these are either, but those would be half off. There's some damage up here. I still think it'll be worth it. This looked like it was worth 40, maybe even more because it's sealed. It's definitely something I guess they don't make anymore, but I thought that was really cool. That's like one of the first things I found when I walked in here. Anyway, some of this is my dad's stuff, but I've also been picking up some VHS. They have VHS 5 for $1. This is kind of interesting. I saw this movie back in the day. It's not very good. Here's a Corey Haim horror movie. And I couldn't leave this behind. It's Goosebumps.
Some stuff. Here's a Mickey at Epcot. He was 50 cents. And he says Epcot World Showcase. And I know why it was 50 cents. I didn't realize this when I bought it, but the top piece, the little round piece up here, is missing. I don't know how you lose that part. It must have like fell and got broke, but yeah, it needs to be cleaned on the base, so I haven't listed it yet. So yeah, here's the bottom. Now, if it was like in perfect condition, this goes for around 35 to 40. I'm gonna list it for about 20 and just see where it goes, because you still get the point. Mickey is still in good condition. It's just that one little piece right there. Okay, here's just a brooch I picked up at a garage sale Friday. I kind of watched a little bit of Texas Gal Treasures, and so this was inspired by her. She's another YouTuber. She does a lot of jewelry finds, but it's like a robin with a nest, and that's the back. It is metal. Magnets are attracted to it. I don't know what I'm going to charge on this one, 15 to 20, and just see where we go with that. It's like a gold toned. It's obviously hand painted onto like a ceramic. You see a lot of like porcelain one of these, but I'm pretty sure this is not porcelain. Okay, this was probably, well, okay, I'll save that. This is a Woody doll. He is in pretty good condition, but I don't know if I'll donate him back or what, because he looks like he peed himself and he just didn't clean up after himself. You can't see it here, but he's got like some yellow staining coming down here and on his crotch area. This would be really good around now because the Toy Story 4 movie is coming out, like, I think this month. So if I'm gonna get him up, I need to get him up soon. But I can't just throw him in the wash because he's got like these plastic boots, and I'm just afraid like moisture will get under there. But also might try just like scrubbing his pants and seeing if any comes off and air drying them. See what happens. But I just don't know if it's worth it. He was 30 cents at Goodwill, at my favorite Goodwill, because they have a lot of plush and they're trying to get rid of those as well, so it's like $5 for $1. But he's the only one I saw. But yeah, I thought this was a super good find for 30 cents, but with his pants dirty like that, I don't know if it's worth it. I think he would be worth around 10 to 15. This was a great find. This is Phase 10, the dice version. I've never seen this. I love Phase 10. Like 10 years ago, I was obsessed with Phase 10. I wanted to play every single day. I loved it. And then I just stopped playing, and I played it kind of recently, and it was still fun, but I forgot like all the rules and everything. But anyway, so this is kind of similar. You roll the dice, and you try to get certain multiples of either numbers or colors, and you go for about 10 rolls. It seems super fun, but weirdly enough, this game, the dice version, is worth $35 to $45. And that's used. That is like without this cardboard box over it. Brand new, like if it has the cardboard, it's on Amazon, you're gonna pay like $65. But I am gonna say this is like, it's new open box, or new with a damaged box, because the glue has come separated at the bottom. And there's some tears here. But yeah, I think if this doesn't sell in the next couple months, it'll definitely sell around Christmas. I'm hoping to get about $45 for it. I'm not trying to get $65 for, broken cardboard. Also, the sides are a little rusty from just age, or the edges anyway. And the reason this is so expensive, because they no longer make it anymore. So definitely be looking out for Phase 10 dice. And even Phase 10 by itself, I think, sells for like $10 all the time. So be looking out for your Phase 10 games. And okay, the last thing we got are some bags. I'm gonna go through them really quickly because I gotta go soon. But this is a LL Bean boat and tote made in America. And yeah, it's like this pink and purple. It's got it's been monogrammed, but I still see monogrammed LL Bean stuff selling. So I'm sorry about that weird edit. The phone fell finally, and it stopped recording. Hoping the phone doesn't fall again, because my dog is in the vicinity. But yeah, this bag is just a monogrammed LL Bean tote. I have sold a LL Bean boat and tote before for like, I think it was like 35 or 40. So they do tend to do pretty well. I don't know about this, these colors and the monogram, but we'll try it. I'll probably try it for 20 to 30 since it's a smaller tote. But yeah, on to the next one. This is just like it could be a grocery tote. It's actually Victoria's Secret, but it doesn't say that on either side. It does say that on little strings. I don't know what you use this for, but it does need to be cleaned up, so I'm going to throw it in the laundry at some point before I list it. I'm going to try for about 15 with this bag. It was only $1. Someone at a garage sale had just a bunch of bags in a tote. Each one was $1. Next we got this, another $1 bag was this Land's End bag, and also monogrammed. Southern people love their monogram stuff. And okay, so there's a bunch of pockets inside, but again, it is kind of dirty, so it needs to go in the wash. Then there is this bag. It's kind of a cool Andy Warhol bag, tomato soup. That's the other side. This was a curb find, not far from where my parents live, like a few houses down. Someone was just throwing away a bunch of stuff, and it almost looked like they were evicted or something, but not that I'm laughing at that. But it was just a bunch of like stuff out at the curb, and I don't know, a lot of good stuff too. So, ooh. But yeah, this is Andy Warhol, and by the time I got to the curb finds or the trash finds, everything was like all wet, and so I didn't even bother looking through everything. I think I have a little bit of footage from that, which I'll insert here.
I found one thing. I don't know, like some wheels. A lot of this is wet. Ugh. Do you want a toilet? Ew, I don't think a lot of this is good anymore. That is a giant bag. Oh, never mind. This is a nice chair, though. Do you think Mom would like to have this?
What is it made out of?
It's like wicker and metal.
Yeah. So this says, I am a deeply superficial person. Thought that was interesting. These bags typically go from about $15 to $20. These were made in 2008 from what I could find. And the last bag is this Interper vintage bag. This looks like it's from the 70s or 80s, and I just loved the red on, this is like a dark blue. This is the back side of it, and this is the tag. So I have never come across these types of bags. I do see several online from between 30 and 40. That's what they're asking. I don't think I saw any solds on these, so I don't know. It probably will take a little while to sell, but I think, yeah, I might try these bags on my Poshmark. I did start up a Poshmark. I haven't sold anything on there. I put some Home Goods on there just to try that out, but no real bites yet. But I'm also not used to the whole like sharing every day. It's just kind of weird. And I think, okay, I have one more, and this is a Nintendo DS case. Unfortunately, there's no games or anything inside. This was at a Goodwill. It was originally $1, but it was yellow tag week, so 50 cents. And if you sell these by themselves, they're not really worth anything. But I do have a Nintendo DS Lite that I will be selling very soon. So I'm going to use this to bundle with that. And that's all I got. Thanks so much for, watching this kind of long-winded thrift haul. I have a lot to put up. I put a lot of this up just today, but I think I'm going to be still kind of working on this through the week. I probably won't be picking up much this weekend, just because I've got all this stuff, and I could only list a few every day. But anyway, yeah, so thanks a lot. Tell me what you think about any of this stuff. If you got any opinions, comments, hate mail, it's whatever. Alright, thanks, bye. Alright. Oh my god. Got like hair or bear fur in my mouth or something.